When expanding an existing solar array, the most common piece of advice given to DIY builders is dangerously simple. Just match the voltage and you are fine to mix old and new panels. That advice treats solar panels like simple static batteries. But solar panels are dynamic electrical generators whose outputs constantly fluctuate based on light, heat, and resistance. When you force panels with different degradation levels, varied cell counts, or unequal current ratings into a single shared circuit, you instantly alter the mathematical behavior of the entire system. Getting this math wrong carries high physical stakes. It creates systemic efficiency losses that cripple your harvest, leads to rapidly overheating wiring, and can cause complete, permanent controller failure. The root cause of almost all these system failures is an over-reliance on the standard test condition, or STC, ratings printed on the back of the panel. Safe expansion relies on accounting for series current bottlenecks, thermal overvoltage, and parallel MPPT hunting, variables the STC labels ignore. Safe solar array expansion requires completely abandoning simplified DIY rules of thumb. You have to rely on strict electrical math and component-level physics. The baseline rule of series wiring is straightforward. When you connect panels end-to-end, the total voltage adds together, but the current stays constant across the entire string. This creates a major problem in the standard upgrade scenario. A user purchases a new, high-wattage, high-current module, with the intention of plugging it directly into an older, degraded series string to boost production. You might expect the total production to average out. In reality, the current flowing through that circuit is strictly limited by the lowest producing panel in the string. The electrical flow physically narrows to a restricted trickle as it passes through the older, degraded modules. The new, larger panel possesses excess current capacity, but that capacity gets choked off. Its output is forcibly restricted down to match the narrow flow of the older string. The governing formula for this behavior is absolute. I series equals I lowest panel. The extra money spent on that modern module's higher current capability is entirely wasted. This creates a performance gap where the system technically functions, but the total output remains far below the mathematical sum of its parts. Because older panels naturally lose current capability over time through physical degradation, this mismatch gap inherently widens year after year. Integrating high-performance panels directly into degraded series strings mathematically guarantees a degraded return on your investment. But wasted power is only an economic loss. The most dangerous blind spot in solar expansion is calculating your maximum series voltage using only the 25 degrees Celsius STC label rating. Open circuit voltage, or VOC, is not a fixed number. It scales inversely with temperature. As the ambient temperature drops, panel voltage rises dramatically. Every solar system has a critical threshold that must be respected, the MPPT charge controller's absolute maximum voltage input limit. Breaching this limit destroys the internal electronics. This graph plots ambient temperature against panel voltage. The static STC label rating sits down here, safely below the red MPPT maximum limit. To find the true maximum voltage, designers use the cold weather VOC equation. Inside this equation, beta represents the panel's unique temperature coefficient, and delta T is the temperature drop below standard test conditions. When we plot this out, the dynamic voltage curve rises sharply as the temperature drops, pushing straight up through the hardware's maximum limit. In the real world, this severe voltage spike hits the controller at dawn on a cold winter morning, before the system has even started to flow current. The results of this breach are immediate and catastrophic. Permanently destroyed MPPT controllers, blown DC isolators, and fried surge protection devices. What makes this failure mode deceptive is that by the afternoon, as ambient temperatures rise, the voltage naturally drops back to seemingly safe levels. High operator. An upgraded system designed purely around STC label voltage risks total hardware destruction the moment temperatures drop for the first time. To avoid high voltage, many builders pivot to parallel wiring, assuming it is the safe way to mix panels, because in parallel, current simply adds together. While parallel connections do forgive current mismatches, they mandate closely matched operational voltages, or VMP. This is a standard power voltage curve graph. A normal MPPT controller actively scans this curve, seeking the absolute maximum efficiency peak. Introducing parallel panels with highly mismatched VMP values distorts this mathematical model entirely. The smooth curve morphs into a jagged, erratic line with multiple competing peaks. This triggers software instability, known as MPPT hunting. The controller becomes confused, constantly oscillating between these peaks and drastically reducing total power harvest. But the software issue is secondary to the physical hardware hazards. When a fault occurs in mismatched parallel strings, the current can reverse direction, traveling backward from a healthy string directly into a mismatched one. This is reverse current backfeed. Instead of outputting power, the weakest string absorbs the entire array's capacity. Without precise string fuses sized for each specific panel type, these massive fault currents will rapidly overheat conductors and melt MC4 connections. This physical risk compounds when DIYers mix different MC4 clone brands to connect those mismatched panels. Incompatible tolerances increase contact resistance, which creates intense heat and non-extinguishing DC arcs. Without exact voltage matching and aggressive overcurrent protection, parallel mismatch destroys both harvest efficiency and physical hardware. Forcing disparate solar technologies onto a single shared circuit creates mathematically unavoidable friction. If you are dealing with heavily degraded modules or structurally different architectures, like mixing 72-cell with 60-cell panels, there is a professional alternative. Placing new panels on a completely independent MPPT channel entirely steps the math of mismatch. It isolates the variables so both strings can operate at their own true maximum power point. For those who must integrate new and old panels into a single array, there is a strict architectural sequence that must be followed. First, match VMP. Second, group similar current levels. Third, calculate the absolute V-cold limit. And fourth, apply proper string fusing. Step 3 dictates the absolute physical limits of your series expansion, while Step 4 dictates the safety of your parallel connections. Keep in mind, even low-voltage DIY solar systems are perfectly capable of producing lethal fault currents and dangerous arc flashes if these rules are ignored. Performing the electrical math and establishing safe disconnect procedures must precede the desire for more wattage. Safe expansion depends on engineering a mathematically stable environment where old and new technology can coexist.